Here we go. Sojourn Unranked to GM. Educational. Platinum 4. First game. Coliseum, which is not a bad map. Oh, it's been so long since I played Sojourn, dude. Sojourn has changed a little bit. Beforehand, you would get rewarded for hitting headshots. Now you no longer really get rewarded for hitting headshots anymore. So going for body shots, especially with the right clicks, will give you the most value. I'll probably still go for headshots if I see the opportunity to, but I'll be definitely going for a lot more body shots now than what I would usually go for back with old Sojourn. So
Good to see you.
let's start out by poking. They actually have D.Va, which is good. So I can poke D.Va, the tank, with my left click and get ult charge. Not ult charge, but charge for my right click.
One.
Oh my. And I can then try and go for the squishies with that. There's some more.
Moira still behind, watch out.
I'll let Anna fight that one. Yeah, farm up my my right click on the tank. This is a lot easier to hit the tank than it is the squishes. So they also have Sojourn now.
I'll get the Moira, don't worry about it.
So I kind of want to get rid of Sojourn first, if I have the opportunity to. Because once their Sojourn is dead, I'll have a lot more space to work with. Since I'm such a slow-paced character that stands in the back, I have a limited amount of threats, as if I was like a Genji that would have to dive into the enemy backline. So I want to make sure that I focus those threats and eliminate them before I focus on the less important targets, like Jungle Queen, for example. Like right now, a Hanzo and Sojourn is a big threat to me. So I want to try and focus them as much as possible. So got the Sojourn here. Just gonna stay over here. I need to be careful with this position because I'm alone. But as long as I have my shift ability, I'll be able to take some pretty absurd and aggressive positions, as I can easily get out of them.
Area denial.
Which is why it's really good to take high ground like this right here as Sojourn, because you can easily get on the high ground and you can easily get off the high ground if you need to, and the enemy team is pushing you a little too hard. Especially also if they had like a D.Va or Winston. If they had a D.Va or Winston and they dove me, I would have to get it out immediately because I would not be able to when we want those characters. Down to just hit everything. Another thing is when you watch kill cams, you can see if the enemy character is ultimate. So right now I know their Hanzo has ultimate. If they, for example, had a Zarya where they could grab Hanzo combo, I would have to I would play a lot safer to make sure I would not get in that. Because if I get in that grab, it's pretty much a guaranteed death, especially since there's a dragon coming for me. Right here, my teammates are getting picked off, so I just gotta play it safe. And they use an ult, which is good for us, actually. Get up high ground here. I think Hanzo's climbing up on me. I can actually ult here. Because I got the pick on the Hanzo. So there's a lot less threat for me. The one thing that you have to worry about when ulting as Sojourn is D.Va just defense matrixing everything from you, or you getting killed by something else, especially one-shots like from Hanzo and Widowmaker. So you need to make sure that those threats are eliminated, or at least you know that they won't cause you too much trouble. So I'm alone right now. I'm frontlining as Sojourn, so I need to fall back and wait for my tank to push up and take the lead. Because if I kept playing on card and that was the one furthest ahead, I could easily die like that. So, sadly they had a DC, but
that's 12 games. Oh my god.
Nice.
I actually kind of want to start high ground here. So high ground scout if they have a Widow, they have Junkrat and Genji, so I can play a little bit more aggressive. If they have a Widow though, it's going to be a lot harder for me to play on here. But if they don't have a Widow, I can actually jump around on these two roofs here. This one and that one over there. And get value with my mobility. Just shoot the Reinhardt with my team because there's no squishes peeking me right now. If there's no squishes peeking you when you have a fully charged right click, might as well shoot it in the tank that's looking at you, because you might be able to get value. So you might be able to to kill the tank with your teammates. So their tank is kind of low right now. I want to drop down, and the reason why I want to drop down is because their team is playing very safe. Their team is playing out of my line of sight. So I kind of want to force those line of sights so I can have better vision on them. And I can just jump out. Again, don't use your shift ability aggressive unless you know you need to use it to finish off a target or you're overclocking. Most of the time you want to save that for a defensive move to get out of sticky situations and make sure you don't die. Especially on defense, because if you die on defense, then dying on defense or getting picked off on defense is a lot worse for your team than it is on you getting picked off on attack. So make sure you don't overextend too much on defense. You can try and overextend and make some plays on attack, but on defense it's best to just play it safe. I think I'm just I can overclock here. Because their Reinhardt got a big shatter, so I had to make up for the Reinhardt getting a big slam. So that's why the reason why I overclocked there was, again, like I said, their Reinhardt got a big slam on my team, and if I wasn't there to at least kill some of the people that were gonna do damage to the targets that were down, if I didn't do that, they might have been able to finish them off, and we would have been having to fight 4v5 or maybe 3v5, worst case scenario. Putting this down. Another thing with the E that you can do is you can actually scout people if they're around the corner. So the reason for why I put it there is that way I knew that Genji wasn't gonna engage on me from that high ground, for example, and he wasn't just chilling around the corner. I tried to help out my Reinhardt, but I think we lose this fight here. The only way we don't is if I get a few picks on the enemies here. I need to get out here. So we still have another fight here. I have to watch out for Ender from going through jail here. That's another big slam. We're down one right now. I kind of want to play with my tank right now since we're down one. No need for me to try and go for a risky play here. Because if I fail the risky play, it's just gonna put us even further behind. So I can try and go for a headshot on the squishies here. Because the Reinhardt is probably going to be pushing in too far and leaving their backline open here. For a headshot. Sadly, you can't one-shot anymore with the Sojourn right click. So you really get rewarded for hitting the headshot there. Alright, so we got overclock here. We do also have Trank. Just playing the shield, shooting the shield. If nothing is happening and you're defending, that's actually good for you because they're just wasting time. Well, their Rhino's got another big shatter that I have to help my teammate with. So I just need to kill the enemies before they kill my teammates that gets down from getting shattered. So yeah, the Reinhardt is really playing really well right now in comparison to mine. So we need to be careful with him. We need to put a lot more pressure on him to help my Reinhardt. Because if we put pressure on their Reinhardt, it's gonna be easier for it's gonna be easier for my Reinhardt to win the duel, even though the enemy Reinhardt is better. So back here, so we know they don't have shadow right now, so we don't have to worry about staying behind my. I can actually stay behind my Reinhardt and feel safe. Whereas if they did have shadow, I wouldn't really feel safe staying behind my Reinhardt. Oh, I didn't know they had shadow again. Yeah, I don't really feel safe behind my Reinhardt every time they have shatter because he seems to get shattered all the time. So Can we win this? We probably can, as long as I am not a one shot from the Junkrat. It's better if you fall back and wait for the team to come back here. Because we kind of need a Reinhardt, and they don't have Shatter.
Hey, let's go.
I can overclock this next fight here. It'd be really good for us if we can kill the Reinhardt first. Might just have to overclock up here. And they don't have any characters that can get me up here, so that's why I decided to use decided to use overclock on top of this roof, is because I know they don't have anybody that can get close to me. If I were to drop down and use overclock in front of them, the Reinhardt would be able to either charge me or just swing at me, and so I had to make sure I kept my distance. If you have playing against a Sojourn that's dominating a lot, again, like the best answer that you'll have is a D.Va without a doubt. D.Va just gets close, defense matrixes, and if I waste my shift somehow and I'm still within the D.Va's range, she can pretty much kill me. Something that can like kill me fast pretty much. Not so much dive, because I stay too far away, so the only way for dive to really get to me is by utilizing their cooldowns to get to me, but I can easily just shift out and get away from them because I have a lot of mobility. So something that can kill me fast, long range, and a tank that can just make me get 0 value by default, which is like defense matrix. Defense matrix is really, really strong. Have to watch out for that dynamite. That's a really good counter charge actually.
That's just embarrassing.
So yeah. Again, it also depends on the characters that you know how to play. So if you have no idea how to play Widowmaker, you should not go Widowmaker against Sojourn. If you have no idea how to play Hanzo, don't go Hanzo to counter Sojourn. Pick the long range comfort picks that you have. Soldier's not good though, and the reason for why Soldier's not good is because his damage is too low. You need something like Cassidy where you'll be able to headshot and body shot and pretty much kill me, or Hanzo and you just go for a headshot. So something that can like kill me fast before I can react. It's also long range, so you don't have to. So I don't really get value by utilizing my shift. Or I can't really utilize my shift against something that's long range most of the time. So.
Can I get some healing?
Here we just kind of I kind of wanted to fall back, but we had a big shatter. The reason why I wanted to fall back was because we were down 1. Junkrat died early in that fight, and they started using ultimates. So most of the time in that situation, if you're already down a player and you have a low chance of winning the fight, and the enemy team are using ultimates, the best thing you can do is just retrieve. Fall back and wait for the ultimates to be over, and then you can engage again once your teammate is also back. So this is a good Widow map, so we gotta watch out for them playing Widow here. I want to start off high ground here.
Hey, what's up, team?
They don't have Widow, they have Reaper instead.
Need help here?
But right now they have a D.Va. Again, probably one of the biggest soldier encounters in the game right now, because of the defense matrix. So I gotta make sure that I get rid of her first before I use like something like ultimate, and before I play too aggressive. Because if I play too aggressive and she just defense matrixes me, I will most likely die.
You sure you're a mark about it?
I got a touch point.
Hey, go inside.
Luckily their D.Va's making some crazy plays, so we'll be able to punish those. Our Mercy did die though, so I have to be careful.
Reaper high ground shot.
Because I have little support
I need healing.
now because Mercy died.
I got a touch point again.
Another good thing with your E is like put them down around chokes. That way the enemy team has to touch them in order to
This ends
Well, that
now.
get past. Oh my god! Woo! Oh my god!
Reaper.
Oh my god. Nobody saw that. Nobody saw that. Another thing that was discovered early on with the Sojourn is that if you jump and then shift and then jump right after, you actually get more height with her jump ability. So you can get onto high grounds if you do that. Because you kind of like take off at like a higher like, altitude. Is that it? Is that the word I'm looking for? So therefore you can like end up higher. But pretty much if the numbers like you jump like 10 meters in the air and you start at a higher point, then of course you go up higher,
Are we
right?
good? What's going on? Okay, I'll come
Nope.
back.
No,
Go to the
back.
bunker.
So jump, shift, and then jump immediately after that. You will end up at
let's
being
go.
able to get up to a high ground.
I got point. You guys are drunk there.
This ends now.
They probably have a barrage here. Yep. I'm pretty sure 3 of my teammates died immediately from that barrage.
Mercy can die.
Yeah, Mercy can die. And then Echo can die after that.
Huge.
Yeah, that's a good job. Stay up here always
Go the other if you can.
as Sojourn. Because you'll have line of sight of every single entrance. Once, also this, but this should preferably close, right? But you'll have vision in every single entrance.
Hostile spot.
And it's really hard for the enemies to get to you. It's really hard for the enemies to get to you if you stand up there. So I can just go up there again. Again, she can't really hide behind cart because I have such a high ground on her. Oh, I can see her.
That's my bad. That's the bad spot.
In the shield blocking.
Yeah, just wait for the corner.
Am I dead? Yeah, so having high ground is really strong if they're not already pushed out, because you can pretty much spam every single choke point that they're coming through. But once they are eventually out, it's probably best to just play with the team if they have characters that can get to you, which Echo can. Now they no longer have Hanzo, so I don't have to worry about that. But again, here they're coming out the choke. I can put down my E on the choke. I can dodge that with my shift, so I'm just gonna save shift for that. And now they're pushing out and they're low, so I can clean this fight up.
Cybernetics regulated.
Alright, come back. Maybe we can. Yeah, I'm coming back.
So you can actually get high ground, I believe, from here. So you can get high ground on top as long as you go on the nose of the ship. You can also easily do it from these two right here. Put down the E on the dead body, so if she wants to rest, she's gonna have to stay inside of the E.
Don't get caught.
So it's gonna be a lot easier to kill her. That's one thing that I'd recommend you do always, is throw down an E on the dead target's body if they have mercy. That way she won't be able to res it. Or it's gonna at least be a lot harder for her to res it.
Oh shit, no, not me.
Alright, we got it. GG. Good round.
So yeah. Gibraltar's second point on top of this ship is gonna be really hard to push through.
Alright, let's do this.
So just put down my E ability on there, so if anybody of the enemies is up there, they won't be able to push out, or if they push out, they'll take damage and they'll notify me that they're pushing out because I'll get hit markers.
How about I
Oh my god, that was actually well played by the Torb. I think he accidentally like juked my line of sight. Break the turret to get right click charge.
We got high ground, that's what's There's an Anna in front of me.
Kill this guy? Yeah, nice.
Good to see you.
Yeah, what back?
Hello.
We're good, I think, right?
So just finishing off the target.
Okay, good.
I
Yeah, we can
need
push through.
healing. Negative.
Yeah, I really wanted to challenge the enemies there. Because I knew they were really split. One thing they should not have done. So if you're the enemy there, do not push out on this spot here unless you know you have a really big advantage. do not push all the way out here.
I'll be in line of
Because
sight.
if
I'll
you
be
do,
around
you'll
here.
be so overextended that if you want to fall back and retrieve, you will still be in line of sight of the enemies back here. So it's much better to fight here and fall back here, because then the enemy team won't have line of sight on you once you fall back and like try and heal up and like reposition and
Someone on
whatnot.
top.
Yeah.
So it's just a way. It's just a like the position is too aggressive to take.
Thanks for the help.
I'm sleeping behind.
You make it too easy.
Should be able to.
Right on the money. Double. Good to see you.
All right, there you go.
GG.
He says, I literally bought this account 20 minutes ago. How does target priority shift between DPS and support, or is it a moment-to-moment thing? Shoot tanks with your left click and find squishes with right clicks, but if you cannot find squishes with right click, you're much better off trying to go for a headshot on the tank. Because if you do headshot the tank, it's still about like 190 damage onto the head, depending if they have armor, of course. I think it's like armor there. Of course, they take less damage. I don't know how much it reduces by, but...
Can I get some healing? That feels much better.
I want to go on right side here since my Cassie just got left side covered. But it's always nice to have somebody cover left side. Because if the enemy team gets a free left side push, then it's going to be very bad. That's a good kill. They won't be able to rest that. So I can use my E on the tank here. We're down support, so only me and Cassidy. We might still be able to do this if we do get a pick here. We have to get a pick. No! I want to see if I can get my shift up in time so I can escape the her swing. So the reason for why I fell back here, so a lot of people when this jungle queen walks in on you would like try and like walk away. The reason for why I fell even further back is because I knew my shift was up soon. So if I can just keep running away from her until I get my shift, I'll be able to juke her with my shift ability. So that's why I kept moving backwards there. Gotta watch out for the jungle queen right now because she's already closed the gap between me and her, but she's low HP, so I can push her.
precision and control.
Yeah, once the jungle queen already closes the gap between you and her when you're a long range DPS, the best thing you can do is try and run away from her. She will win the close range duel against you unless you're like a Reaper or maybe a Bastion and you still have your shift up. But if you're a Soldier, Cassidy, Sojourn, most long range DPS characters, you want to at least keep your distance if you're given the opportunity to.
Forward spawn.
But always take an opportunity if it's given to you. And it was given to me when she was low HP. I felt like I could engage on her there. Help finish her off. So their Sin is playing a little bit too aggressive here.
This ends now.
So what we talked about the first game, I think it was, using Sojourn ult when the enemy team has a threat such as like a one-shot, usually from Hanzo, is not a good idea to ult.
No sweat. Good to see you.
As you can see why.
Hello.
That is the reason why.
Hey. Good to see you.
Oh, I need to get with my team here. I need to stop playing this aggressive. We can kill the Sin here. Yeah, that's why. Because you can just get one shot. I missed my right click. That's bad. We could have actually died there if I hit it. So right now there's gonna be a lot of time where Bob will walk from there to up there. So taking this high ground up here will be the most beneficial for me right now, because I'll have high ground and I can break the line of sight from the Hanzo by staying over here. And I can go for headshots on the Orisa if I can hit him.
Can I get some? They took the robot. Let's fix that.
Oh, I think my Mercy left me. Yeah, that's okay.
Oh shit.
So usually that spot up there would be the best spot for you to be in. For most long range hits characters like Widows, Sojourn, Cassidy, Soldier, Ashe, all that kind of stuff. You most likely want to go up there once Bob is on that path towards the enemy spawn.
That's just embarrassing. Efficient design at work.
Did I miss it? I missed my right click.
That's nice though.
Hello.
That's big out. You kept
Good to
feeling
see
it as
you.
well.
Just want to take high ground. Take high ground at any given moment. So we might fight here, which is why I want to go left side and take high ground instead of staying on cart. So if I stayed on cart right now, I would have to use my shift ability in order to get high ground and have the positional advantage. But by just walking up here, I'll be able to get it without having to use my ability, and I can go for picks like that. So the reason for why I played really aggressive there was because I knew Hanzo was already a little bit low, and my Ana threw a nade in there, so I had a good feeling that she hit it, the nade, and I would be able to finish off someone in there.
Adaptive circuits engaged.
Bro, we are.
So, oh, and I'm here. That was a big sleep. They don't sleep now though for my rematch.
I'm still behind.
Wait, the Ana's behind us.
I need healing.
I didn't even know the Ana was behind me.
Good to see you.
So just take the actually no, so I can see that the next person that's gonna respawn will be in 3 seconds when I look. So I'll actually be able to go up and push up here and try and hold them in spawn right now, and I can actually ult here.
Need repair.
Once they move out a bit, I will actually be able to have I'll actually be able to ult here.
This ends now.
So the reason for why I could ult there was because in order for them to touch the point, a lot of people will walk out and just stay out in the open, and I'll be able to pick off those. I'll be able to pick off those people that does that. I can move right now if I can stay alive. Just focus on the people on cart one by one, and always throw my E in chokes. If you can throw your E ability in chokes, always do so, which is why putting your E right there at the entrance is the best spot to put your E, in my opinion. You could also put it on cart and try and clear out the people on cart faster,
This guy's cracked.
but by throwing my E in spawn, it'll distract their supports a little bit more. They'll have a harder time healing. Let's go over and take high ground here. Put down my E there to try and scare away anybody that might want to touch or push me here.
Nothing a quick repair won't fix. I need healing. That feels much better.
I can actually go. I need to go point here, try and help out my my Widow. We can kill Mei after here. She's gonna use her wall, but I need to save my Q in order to jump over the wall and hopefully finish her off that way. But I can't finish her off, so now I have to play safe.
There's a gun right there.
Oh my god, their Ana's play is kind of cracked. I don't think I need to. I shouldn't be helping out my Widowmaker. I need to help out my my tank a little bit more. I think my Widowmaker is like a top 500 Mercy player. Oh no, a GM Mercy player, which is why they got the GM Grandmaster Challenger role. But it's actually in Diamond, so that's okay though. We'll make it. Yeah, right now I just want to try and help out with all the threats that my Jungle Queen has, but it looks a little bit rough because they have Mei, and Mei is a really big counter to Jungle Rat.
Come on.
Because Jungle Queen, I mean, Mei is pretty much a big counter to any tank character that has low mobility, and the Jungle Queen is one of them. So we have to be careful. Hopefully, I need to start going for picks. Because if we kill the Mei, my tank will have a lot. a lot more space to work with. You can just focus the tanks with this. Don't have to do anything fancy. Slow and steady wins the race. What tanks counter Sojourn? Oh yeah, D.Va 100%. D.Va, Zarya on the maps again. Like Zarya just needs to be able to close the distance in order to counter her. Ball is also strong because you can't really kill Ball as Sojourn because there's no head, and he's got so much health. Yeah, we shouldn't be fighting here. Oh, we're all dead. Uh-oh. We still have one more fight, and if we win this next fight fast, we might actually be... They might not be able to get another ult combo before that is over. So yeah, kind of not... It's not well played by my tank there, because we kind of let them get value with their Mei wall, which is like number one thing that we need to make sure they don't get value with. That's fine. I actually want to go over on left side here by myself. See if I can get a pick off on somebody. I think the bubble blocked the shot on the Anna. Yeah, I need to take more angles on away from them. But another thing is, you need to like recognize that like sometimes plan don't work out. So my plan that I want to help out my Sojourn a lot. No, not my Sojourn. My jungle rat. my jungle rat. My jungle queen a lot more. Doesn't work out because my jungle queen isn't good enough to carry the game. So I need to be able to, I need to carry the game myself, and I need to take off positions. Do a little bit of crossfire on the enemy in order to win this game. Because the guy's not good enough to carry, so even with the help from the team, so we gotta do it ourselves here. And the way to do that is by going left side with Sojourn here.
I want to pound Sojourn's cheeks hard so I can see her thick thighs.
Yeah. Shoot the Mei here. I can go on Zarya. I think Echo is up here too. No. I need to kill Zarya here because she was 1 HP. I don't know where. I don't know where she was in the beginning. Yeah, I need to take off angles, not stay with my team. The reason why I dropped down on point was because my whole team was up here for some reason. So I tried to jump down and stay away from my team, but they jumped with me, so I had to go back up again. So just make sure I don't stay with them, because we're not really gonna get a lot of value doing that. We need more crossfire on the enemy team. So there's a couple of ways to play. One is just stay grouped as a team and try and brawl the enemies. Another one is crossfire, and another one is like flanking. So going maybe like Tracer, or if you insist on playing Sojourn, you can still try and flank on Sojourn. Try and test a little bit, because sometimes one thing is gonna work against one team, but it's not necessarily gonna work against another team, and so on and so on and so on. So right now, focusing the Mei to try and give my tank more space, it doesn't work out. So that's why I try and do a bit of crossfiring and try and go for other characters instead of the Mei. Maybe focus the tanks a little bit if she's overextended. Go for the supports with a bit of crossfiring. Or you could also just focus whatever gets close to you. And right now it seems like it's mainly just Mei that gets close to me. Help me! Down bad for Overwatch. I want
I'm
to
not a fan of
pound Sojourn's
setbacks.
cheek so hard that I can see her thick thigh shake.
Good to
Nice,
see
dude.
you. Hey.
I hope your dreams will come true. Oh no, I'm dead. I did not know it was behind me.
We're going against the
We just needed one more regroup here. That was actually a good mail. It was so random that I did not expect it to be behind me, but that's okay.
Hey.
If my team goes main, I can go left side. Right now, I have no reason to use my shift to get up here. I kind of want to use it to run away if Tracer, for example, was up here, but there's no Tracer up here.
Not so fast.
Put down my E on the choke. Rico's 1 HP. Still 1 for 1.
Can I get some healing?
I think Rico's chasing me. Yeah. Can't really win a 1v1 against the support. It's gonna be fun to do unranked to GM support. I can literally just go in 1v1 every DPS character.
Hey.
Alright, let's take high ground again. Woo! I actually got 2-shot. I don't think I've ever been 2-shot by a Reaper like that. I probably have, but I need to fall back again. The defense did send GM faster, I think. Yeah,
Hey.
it is what it is. So we're gonna lose this fight here because our tank is down, and oh, no mind. We actually won that.
Taking the point.
I actually thought we were gonna lose that, but that's because I thought my tank was down here by himself while leaving his team to die on top. But apparently he was fighting 2 people down there, and won the 2v1. So I want to take a little bit of an off angle again because that's what worked.
Hello.
There's no need for me to go back to the old ways that didn't work out, which was stay with my team and help out my tank. Put down my E on Soldier's healing station,
Think I'd ever let you
because then he would either have to leave the healing station or I'm pretty sure it either cancels out each other, damage on the healing, or damages a little bit more than healing. So it's a good way to make sure he doesn't get any value with his healing station. And go with my 90 charge. Missed. Go back. Put down my E on the choke, so if they want to push in, they're gonna lose a little bit of health, and we can escape in peace. We can still win this fight. But they don't have mercy for they don't have mercy for any of their flyers, which means that they'll be free kills. So right now they're playing double flyer. So the thing about Pharah especially is that Pharah pretty much needs a mercy pocket to get value. Same with Echo, but not as much. You can kind of get value by not having a mercy pocket as Echo. So against their comp, I want to see if I can kill the mercy first, because if mercy dies first, then their supports will pretty much be useless. So it's pretty much a way to counter both their DPS without having to shoot them and getting a pick on their support. So there's one more fight left. I don't want to use ult right now because I know that there's going to be one more fight at least. I can actually ult here. And the reason for why I could ult there was because both of the DPS use both of their flying abilities, so they both use shift, so they didn't really have a way to escape. And they weren't close enough to kill me either. So I could just ult there and kill both of them. Even though I didn't kill both of them, I still killed Pharah. 5-0. What are we gonna get? I think it's Diamond 4. Is that not the script? It's Diamond 4.